Hi, I'm Gail Miller from Aged Care Explained. Welcome to my Aged Care Mythbuster series. Today we're busting aged care myth number 14, and it's that a post office will be fine. I'm sorry, but that information's not right. I've been advised by a number of estate planning lawyers that is actually where they earn a significant part of their income, with contested wills. It's actually a disaster waiting to happen. So people buy a post office will thinking, okay, it'll cost me $25 or whatever they cost, and I'm going to save a lot of money. What actually happens is that you create a lot of distress for people after you're gone. It's not actually a good thing to happen. After you're gone, people need to be able to grieve properly. And if you're in the middle of a mess, that's not possible. Did you know that 46% of Australians of any age, be it 18 or 105, don't have a will? We all need one once we turn 18. Now, before my daughter and her partner went overseas on a work travel visa, I was insistent that they needed to make out a will and a power of attorney. And our daughter said, but I don't own much, I've only got a car. And then when she thought about it, she actually had a small investment and some superannuation and a few bits and pieces. But even that small amount can create a conundrum later. So we actually went to see an estate planning lawyer, got through the process, and she said, oh, that was so easy. Don't know why we didn't do it earlier. I think a lot of people are just frightened of how complicated it might be. A good estate planning lawyer will speak plain English and they'll help you through the process, and it won't be rocket science. So we all need one. A family I know who only had one daughter, aged 42, who died of a massive heart attack. She had a 4 day a week on, 4 days off type job. So on her 4 days off, she actually ran her own business as well. She'd been married and she had a couple of children to different partners and whatever. It was quite complicated, but she died without a will. Her mum said to me 11 years later, I don't know why I can't get over her dying. I said to her, we've lost 2 children for 2 different reasons, and I've written a book called Unscrambling Grief on surviving the emotional roller coaster ride and coming out the other end, still married and happy, well-adjusted people. So it's a book to give people hope. So I know a bit about grief. I said to her, for a start, you don't get over it, you just get used to it. Secondly, no parent expects their child to die before them. That's actually outside the natural order of things. And thirdly, you haven't actually had a chance to grieve for your daughter because you've been embroiled in this horrible legal mess. Please don't do that to anyone. For the sake of a few $100s, you can make out a will, power of attorney, you can get your advance care directive sorted, and then you'll have at least that chunk of your affairs in order. And if you can help your parents to get that sorted out, even if you say, look, we're going to do our will, how about you come along and do your will and power of attorney at the same time? That might be all it takes to get things up to date. A family I met with in an aged care consultation that I did several months ago, they had wills, but they were 20 years old, and they'd said to me that they wanted to leave some money for their grandchildren, and I said, well, is that actually in your will? And they said, oh no, they weren't born then. So I said, well, perhaps you might need to see an estate planning lawyer and just update things, which they did, and they were really pleased that they've done that. Stay tuned and we'll bust aged care myth number 15 very shortly.